Hello, everyone. My name is Michele Williams, aka Coach Michele. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. For those of you that are joining in for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you that are returning, you already know how I feel about you. Mwah. So today, guys, we're going to jump in to what can you do to prolong and maintain your client as long as possible. All right, guys, so get your pen and paper as we dive in because these things can literally make or break your home care business. The first thing I'm going to say is building strong relationships. This is definitely a people person business. And when we're talking about clients, you're going into their personal space. So it's going to be really important for your clients to feel valued, that they are not just simply, or not even simply, they are not, okay, not a number, meaning you associated a dollar amount to them and that's it. There's no human aspect attached to it and they can feel that. So you want to make sure your clients feel valued and not like there's a dollar sign on their head. Okay, even though you are counting your billable hours, however, trust and believe that no one wants to feel like a number and you're simply doing this for the money. So I want you to put together a system. And as I talk about these things, it's going to give you more insight into what you can include in this system that you create. So I'm going to say extremely important, clients need to feel and deserve to feel valued. Have an open line of communication with your clients is extremely valuable, guys. People want to be heard. It's really important to listen, but are you really hearing, what your client is saying? So, check in often. It could be a drop in, right? You want to call first, unless you already have that in your policy and your client knows that you drop in because you're going to check on the caregiver, surprise visit or whatever. But definitely call. It goes a long way, guys. Sometimes we take things for granted. The human touch when you're there and you're touching Miss Jones' hand, the voice, right? A friendly voice on the other end is really important. A lot of times, seniors in particular feel or may be isolated. They may feel alone, loneliness. So it's really important, guys. Follow up with your clients. A lot of times we do a lot prior to obtaining the client. And then once we get the client, we move on to the next. So we should have a system in place where we're going to call to say hello and check in on the client, not just because the state says it's time for a supervisory visit or Medicaid says it's time for a supervisory visit. So the next thing I'm going to say as I share these tips, I didn't number them because I don't know how many. So you guys know I freestyle, top of my head, give you what, I know from my experience. The second one I'm going to say personalized care plan. We already know that, guys, but I really want you to focus on client-centered care. I did a video a couple of months ago talking about client-centered care. It's invaluable, right? There's no dollar amount, if you will. There's no word that I could put on top of client-centered care and how important it is, what their needs are. Your caregiver is in there to help them, maintain their lifestyle so they can stay at home. So their needs are important. Their goals are important. A lot of times people don't think about their lifestyle, but their lifestyle is important, depending on what you put in your service plan, your care plan, which is personalized for each individual. It can enhance the experience that they have with your agency. It can let them know that your agency really cares about them because you are thinking about the lifestyle aspect of it to help them maintain that. It could be as simple as, teaching them how to use FaceTime to communicate with their grandkids or family members that are out of state or friends, right? So what are you doing from a lifestyle perspective and how are you really focused on the client, I would say is important. And then to go back to the first thing I said, when people want to be heard, this is a great opportunity to get feedback from clients. So you have that open line of communication, just like how I mentioned in a previous video with your staff, right? So it's really important because it allows the client to voice their opinion. It allows them to share their concern. And guess what? It also allows them to share their satisfaction. This is a great opportunity to get reviews, Google reviews for your Google Maps, listing, for your internet, profile, whatever it may be. So, and then also, the insight from seniors, they're just filled with a wealth of knowledge. So really getting to know your client client, they may have been an entrepreneur. A lot of them may be retired nurses or healthcare professionals, doctors, that could give you some insight, especially for all of you that are new to the home care, healthcare space. So definitely you want to tap into the wisdom that they have as well while you're helping them. Simultaneously, it's a benefit and a win-win for you and the client, the caregiver and the client. Side note, personal business is off limits, okay? So make sure during orientation you're sharing with your caregiver. Keep their personal business outside. Yes, they can say, oh, I have 4 kids, or oh, I have 2 kids, but my baby daddy did this, my baby mama did this, or I didn't sleep because of this. No, do not put that stress. Yes, stress. Do not put that stress on your client. Many of them will be worrying about you, your caregiver, whomever, when you're home resting and life is good, okay? So don't put that baggage on them. However, you do want to build that rapport because it's extremely important. And the last thing I would say right now is recognizing milestones. So what do I mean when I say recognizing milestones? Again, it goes back to all of these piggyback on each other because it goes back to potentially being lonely. It goes back to, building that relationship, centered care, and all of those. Acknowledge the milestones because you may be all they got. As I pause here, because I want you to really resonate with the business that you've chosen to get into. Yes, it's very lucrative, guys. However, it is about the people. So you may be all Miss Jones has. You may be all Mr. Jones has. So celebrate and acknowledge the milestones. I'm talking about birthdays, anniversaries, personal development, personal goals, right? So when you're talking about that client-centered care and their goals, someone may be with your agency temporarily because they're recovering from an injury. So they may have a goal of being able to feed themselves again, being able to hold a spoon again, being able to walk again, getting accustomed to no longer having this limb. You know what I'm saying? So I hope with this last one that I'm talking about, and I'm going to use this as a drop the mic, I really want you guys to take time and really let it soak in that this is a business that is people driven, heart centered care, passionate people, compassionate people. You guys are dealing with medically fragile individuals, children, individuals with disabilities, individuals that may not be able to communicate. So this is a serious industry. Besides the money, I always tell my people, serve first and the money will come. So I'm gonna leave it there because I think that's a perfect place to stop because I want you guys to digest, intake and swallow and digest what you are doing and or about to do. So with that being said, you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe, comment below. I love the engagement. I personally respond to my comments. So you guys take care. God bless. And of course, don't forget to check out my website, homecarecoaching.com. And I will see you guys at conference. Take care. God bless.